Today, I'm telling you, Reverend Ron and Jordan, y'all had me in here crying. You had me in here just crying out to God and everything when you start talking about poverty and prosperity. That right there did something to me in regarding to the money, not selling the gospel. And I'm telling you, when you went through that part of the exercise, that really helped me and gave me more of an understanding. And so I thank you for that. The money product is a byproduct, and I got to look at this as a business, and that I'm not selling the gospel. So that touched me. It just did something to me. The more you talked about it, the more I kept right on praising God and everything.
Wasn't today's class amazing? I mean, that just all the content. But this Finding Your Calling Grid was just an amazing. I'm glad that they gave us this tool to practice on ourselves, because I believe it's important for us to go through the process at times in order to take others through the process. So the Finding Your Calling Grid for me was amazing. And as I went through the who, the what, and the how, these are things, especially the who, these are things that I already knew, but putting them down on paper, typing them out, was just an amazing exercise. Thank you again, Ron and Jordan, for this amazing experience, and it's only day 2. So I encourage all others that took the class this morning to do the homework, to do the Finding Your Calling Grid. It is an amazing tool. You will find out things about yourself that maybe you've forgotten that have always been there.
What I find inspiring here about Abram's calling is that when he was actually leaving, he was leaving his country, the people that he was familiar with, his father's household, like he did not necessarily know where he was going, and he went anyway. And like Abraham's got his family, he's got servants. Like this is like a big move. And Abraham did this on faith, not knowing what the end result was going to be, what the promised land, the land that he was taking him to, the great nation. He didn't know that was going to look like, But Abraham didn't sit there in his tent and just, God, if you could just give me another sign. If I've prayed this like 5 times, and I know you kind of answered it, but no, Abraham wasn't doing that. The Lord spoke to him and he went. The blessing is in the obedience. Blessing is in obedience, period.
These tools are also helping us as coaches to be the best coach that we can be for our clients. And I think that first and foremost is we need to be real. We need to be authentic with our clients. So I think that the more authentic you are, the more they will relate to you. And you have that rapport, that trust, and knowing that if you're speaking into them with a kingdom perspective, which I think is very important, you can bring how God has brought you through your own trials and tribulations to them.
Today was amazing. These 2 days have impacted me in a way that is exciting and also it's been very heavy for me. I feel like it's doing something deep inside of me. This isn't just head knowledge. This is heart work. And that's what I really need. I know that's what I really need. Already got my appointments scheduled with Terrence and with Joe. So I'm looking forward to those.
And I was able to identify or even make it more concrete for me about what I really want to do and what the message is. I've kind of known it just generally, but I've never had to sit down and process and, put it together for my own understanding. And so I appreciate, the coaches teaching us today about identifying who we are to serve.
See, it's funny because there's people in my life that I love, that I trust, and that I've sought for wisdom before. But their wisdom wasn't coming from the Father. Theirs was coming out of their flesh. And there's a separation that has to happen, because you have to, there's a blessing in obedience, what Ron just said. So our obedience is to what is the Lord, what is the Father speaking to us, what's the Holy Spirit speaking to us, may look different than what someone else is speaking. And so they may be reacting out of like fleshly things and what looks like wisdom to them. I mean, for me, when I first started my business, I had a 1-year-old. My wife was at home and she was pregnant. And we were going through, financial craziness. We went negative in our bank account over 7 times over that first year. And people meaning well said, you need to quit and you need to go get a job. But the Lord always provided for us. And I still had like this peace to continue, even though it didn't make any sense to anyone else. If he's speaking to you, follow that. Follow what he's saying.